So, hello dear students. Now we would be moving ahead in this chapter that is chemical reaction and equations. So, some questions I have today for you. And the question number first is you can see on the board here. Consider the following equation of a metal M, and this is the equation: 4M plus thrice O2 gives twice M2O3. So this equation represent these are the four options given to you. Which option is correct among them, you have to tell. So this is the example of combination reaction as well as reduction reaction. Number 2, oxidation reaction as well as decomposition reaction. Number 3, oxidation reaction as well as displacement reaction. Number 4, combination reaction as well as oxidation reaction. So among these four, which one is correct in this reaction, that you have to tell me. Okay. So if I talk about the first option, that is combination reaction as well as reduction reaction. So yes, it is combination because two things are combining together and forming one. So it's an example of combination. So whether it is reduction or not, reduction means removal of oxygen and addition of hydrogen. So here nowhere you can see removal of oxygen, rather addition of oxygen is here. So means this is the example of oxidation because addition of oxygen is there with M. So this O is adding with M and making M2O3. Rather it is the addition of reaction, addition of oxygen. So this is not reduction. Second one, oxidation reaction. Yes, it is oxidation because oxygen is being added to M. But decomposition reaction, no, it is not decomposition reaction. Decomposition means one compound just decomposing into two or three compounds. Here two compounds are combining to form one. So second option is also incorrect one. Now let's see third one, oxidation and displacement. So yes, oxidation it is there. So whether it is displacement, no, it is not displacement reaction. How it can be displacement reaction? Means one thing is being displaced, nothing is being displaced, rather they are combining here. Fourth option, if you see that that could be the correct one. Look here, combination reaction as well as oxidation reaction. Yes, it is the example of combination reaction because two things are combining together to form a single compound. Yes, it is an example of combination reaction. At the same time, it is oxidation reaction also. Look here, oxidation of this M, the metal M is taking place here. Look here, the oxygen is being added to M, so making M2O3. So this is the example of oxidation also, as well as this is the example of combination reaction. So option number 4 would be the correct one now. Okay, so this is how you would do the questions like that. Okay, now we would be doing the next question. First you note it down if you have noted this question down. Now the second question you can see on the board here. Question is, a shiny brown colored element X on heating in air becomes black in color. Name the element X and the black color. Now you have to tell me, as you might be knowing about that the color of the different metals. So a shiny brown colored elements. So you might be thinking about an element that could be copper, because copper is having the color brown. Okay, so a shiny brown colored element, yes, let's say X is copper. If X is copper, on heating in air, if you are heating the copper, it becomes black in color. Yes, it becomes black in color and becomes copper oxide. So name the element X. So X, what could be the X here? X could be this copper, and the black colored one could be what? The black colored one could be this copper oxide. Okay, so X is what? X is copper, and the black colored one is what? Black colored, the black colored compound that is being formed, that is CuO, that is copper oxide. This is the reaction is being taking place like Cu, a black colored shiny colored element X on heating in air, means on heating in air with the in oxygen, in the presence of oxygen you are heating it. So what could be formed here? Like CuO could be formed. Okay, so it would be twice of Cu plus O2 is 2CuO. Okay, so copper on heating with air gives copper oxide, and the color of copper oxide is black. So black colored one is copper oxide, and the shiny brown colored one is, that is the X, that is copper. So X is copper here, and the black colored one is copper oxide. So this is the second question. Just note it down. So now here you can see another question on the board here. In the following chemical reaction, what does this chemical reaction represent? The chemical reaction has been given here: magnesium solid plus copper oxide. This is also solid in state, plus heat. all these three are combining together and they are forming magnesium oxide solid plus copper solid. Okay, so these four options given here, among these four, which one is the correct one, that you have to tell here. Okay, so first one, it is whether it is combination reaction. No, it is not a combination, because in combination reaction 2-3 compounds combining together to form a single one. So single one is not being formed here, so definitely it is not a chemical reaction. As well as the displacement reaction, yeah, it is displacement reaction, because the copper is being displaced by magnesium. Copper you can see alone here, this copper is earlier with oxygen, now it has been displaced by magnesium. This magnesium is taking the place of copper. Look here, this magnesium is taking the place of copper and becoming magnesium oxide, and copper has been displaced. So definitely it is the example of displacement reaction, but it is not the combination. So both is not both are not taking place. Displacement is taking place, but combination is not taking place here. Okay, now whether it is decomposition, where definitely it is not decomposition. Decomposition means a single compound just being decomposed into two or three. Here there are three compounds, there are two compounds. Okay, in decomposition you have a single compound. Okay, so definitely it is not decomposition. Redox and displacement, let's see whether it is redox and displacement. It is displacement. Yes, obviously it is displacement, because the copper is being the magnesium, copper is being displaced by the magnesium is taking the place of copper here, and copper has been displaced. Yeah, it is the example of displacement. But whether it is redox reaction or redox means reduction and oxidation taking place simultaneously. So let's see whether the reduction and oxidation taking place simultaneously or not. If you could see, magnesium here it is alone, and now you can see the magnesium is becoming magnesium oxide. So there is addition of oxygen to magnesium. So where there is addition of oxygen, that you say the oxidation is taking place here. So oxidation is taking place here means oxidation of magnesium is taking place here. Magnesium is being oxidized to magnesium oxide. So there is addition of oxygen to magnesium. So if it is addition of oxygen, so it is oxidation. Yes, oxidation is taking place here. Now if you see copper, earlier the copper is having oxygen here, but here you can see copper is alone. Now no oxygen is there. So if there is loss of oxygen, so copper oxide is losing an oxygen. Okay, so if there is loss of oxygen, then you could say yes, it is redox reaction. Yes, so reduction is taking place here. Look here, CuO, earlier there was oxygen, now you could see here no oxygen is there. Okay, so the removal of oxygen is taking place. So if there is removal of oxygen, then it is the example of reduction reaction. Okay, so you can see both reduction and oxidation is taking place simultaneously. If this is so, then you can say yes, it is the example of redox reaction. So definitely it is redox reaction. And displacement, yes, it is obviously displacement reaction, because copper is being displaced by magnesium. In place of copper you can see magnesium, and copper has been displaced. So it is displacement also and redox also. So third option could be the correct one. So third one is redox reaction as well as the displacement reaction. So this is the correct option. Double displacement is not taking place here. Double displacement means magnesium is displacing copper, but here nothing is being displaced. Only one, that is copper, is being displaced. Only one element has been displaced from here. Okay, so double displacement is not taking place here. Only the single, that is the displacement reaction, is taking place, as well as the redox reaction. Okay, so this was the question number next. Now just note it down. So now you can see the next question on the board here. The question number next is, a strip of metal X is dipped in a blue colored salt solution. You have a strip of metal and named as X, and you are dipping this metal strip in a solution that is blue colored solution. You are dipping it, and it is named as YSO4. So this is the solution. The solution is of YSO4 here. Here you have a solution that is YSO4. YSO4 solution is here, and you are dipping a metal strip here, and this metal strip is made up of X. Okay, and after some time, while you are dipping it, what happen after some time? After some time, a layer of metal Y from the salt solution is formed on the surface of metal strip X. Now over this metal strip X, so from here this metal Y would come out and would be deposited here over the metal strip X. So this Y is being deposited. So the Y would come out from YSO4. This is the solution. So from the solution, Y would come out and would be deposited on this metal strip. Okay. Now what you have to do? X is now the metal X. The metal X is used for what? It is used for galvanization purpose. Now you must be knowing galvanization you are using to protect the things. You are just you just, if suppose you have to protect the copper or any suppose you have to protect the steel, anything you have to protect. So over this you just put over a coat of zinc. You just put over a coating of zinc over it. So by the coating of zinc, this steel could be protected, and this coating of zinc is known as the galvanization. So here X is used in galvanization. Now I have the answer. X is used as the galvanization, so we are using zinc for the galvanization process. Yet getting or not? So if you are using zinc for the galvanization process, so X, this X is definitely zinc. Okay, now various Y is used in making electric wires. Now this Y, the element Y is where the element Y is used for making electric wire. So you must be knowing we are making electric wires out of copper. So definitely this Y could be copper also. This Y could be copper also. And if you are mixing y could be copper. If you are mixing y and x, so x is zinc here and y is copper. If you are mixing these two, so by the mixture of zinc and copper is called the brass. This is an alloy. Okay, so it is saying that used in making electric wires, metal X and Y together form an alloy Z. So when these zinc and copper, X and Y, X is zinc and Y is copper, when these both are being combined together and they are forming an alloy known as brass. Okay, so this Z is brass. So X is what? Zinc, Y is what? Copper, and Z is what? Brass. Now I have the answer. Now question number A is, what could be metal X? So can you tell me what could be metal X? Metal X is zinc, because metal X is used for the galvanization purpose, and we are using zinc for the galvanization purpose. Okay, what could be metal Y? What could metal Y be? Metal Y is used for making electric wires, but we are making electric wires out of copper, so definitely Y is what? Y is copper. Okay, next is, name the metal solution YSO4. So solution could be what? CuSO4. So solution is CuSO4, that is copper sulfate. And you must be knowing blue colored salt solution. So blue color, so copper sulfate is having the color blue. Okay, next is, name the type of reaction. So which type of reaction is taking place here? So let's write the reaction first. Okay dear, so let's write the reaction here. Which type of reaction is taking place? Name the type of reaction. So which type of reaction here taking place? You have a metal strip that is made up of zinc, and you are dipping this in a solution that is of copper sulfate solution. What it will form? Zinc would, because in the reactivity series zinc is upside, zinc is more reactive than copper. You have written the reactivity series, so zinc is more reactive than copper. So zinc definitely is going to displace this copper from here, so it would form zinc sulfate, ZnSO4. So copper would be displaced from here, so it would form, just I'm writing downside because not visible there, so it would form ZnSO4 and copper would be displaced from here. So this is the reaction is taking place here. And name the type. Which type of reaction is? Can you tell me the type of reaction here? Yes, this zinc is displacing copper. Copper is alone here. Now the place of copper has been taken by zinc here. So this is the example of displacement reaction. So which type of reaction is taking place? Answer number D. Name the type of reaction. This you write, and this is which type of reaction? This is displacement reaction. Now question number 4. Name the alloy Z. Alloy Z means when you are mixing X and Y, means when you are mixing zinc and copper, what do they form? They form an alloy known as brass. So name the alloy Z. So Z is what here? Z is brass, BRASS. So this is how you do this one question. Okay, just note it down. Let's do the second question then. So this is the next question which has been written on the board here. The question is, a black metal compound XO is heated with a colorless gas Y2. The metal X and the other compound Y2 are formed. X is red brown in color, which does not react with dilute acids at all. Gas Y2 can be prepared by action of dilute acids on active metal. The compound Y2O is liquid at room temperature, which can turn anhydrous copper sulfate into blue. So these are the questions which you have to answer on the basis of the given question. Okay, so first of all, just you have you have to take the hint from the question. Okay, a black metal compound XO. You have a black metal compound XO. So XO, just now in the previous question you have read about a compound that is CO. CO was red brown in color. When you are heating the CO, it was making CO which was having the black color. So the metal compound XO could be CuO also. Okay, because color of CuO is also black, copper oxide, and the black metal compound XO is also having the black color. So XO could be CuO here. Okay, so let's see the answer. XO is heated with a colorless gas. Now see, if XO means that if CuO, let's say it is CuO, if you are hitting this CuO, if you are hitting this CuO with a colorless gas Y2, let's say you are hitting with a gas named as Y2, and what do they form? They form what? They form X is red brown in color, which does not react with dilute acids, and gas Y2 can be prepared. Means two things are being formed. If you are hitting with a colorless gas Y2, the metal X and other compound Y2O are being formed. So when these two are reacting with each other, so they are forming a metal X. A metal X is being formed here. So definitely if it is O here, the X could be here CuO, Cu. So this X could be Cu, and you have a metal X. So this is X here. Okay. The metal X and the other compound Y2O are formed. So other compound is Y2O. This Y2O could be what? Y2O could be Y2O is being formed here. So if metal oxides are reacting with, definitely if metal oxides are reacting with hydrogen gas, so they are forming metal and the water. So Y2O is what here? Y2O is water here. So this is Y2O, and this could be here Y2. So Y2 is hydrogen gas here, and Y2O is water here. Okay, now again you have some more hint from the given question. Look here, X is red brown in color. So X is red brown in color, so means it is definitely copper, because copper is having red brown color. Okay, gas Y2 can be prepared by the action of dilute acids on active metal. If any metal is reacting with any acid, suppose you have the zinc metal and it is reacting with H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid. So what it is saying? Look here, the metal, you have the hint from a gas Y2 can be prepared by the action of dilute acid. This is dilute acid, let's say, on the active metal. So when this dilute acid is reacting with an active metal, let's say it is zinc in an active metal. So when both are reacting, so it will make zinc sulfate, and hydrogen gas would be liberating from here. So gas Y2 can be prepared. Yes, we are preparing the gas Y2 by action of dilute acids on the active metal. So when the active metal and dilute acids are reacting, let's say the active metal is zinc here and dilute acid is H2SO4, when both are reacting making zinc sulfate, and the hydrogen gas is being liberated from here. So every time whenever the metal is reacting with the dilute acids, every time they are going to liberate hydrogen gas. So definitely this Y2 is what? This Y2 is hydrogen gas. Yes, we have the answer. Y2 is hydrogen gas. X metal is what? X metal is copper. Two answer I have now. Okay, now now one more. Okay, the compound Y2O is liquid. Y2O, the compound which is being formed here, is liquid. Yes, if it is H2O, so what would be forming here? So it is H2O. So Y2O is liquid, so means it is water. So Y2O is water here. Okay, now which can turn anhydrous copper sulfate into blue. Means if you are just if you have copper sulfate, and in the copper sulfate solution you just drop water there, so this solution becomes blue color. Okay, so we have answer. We have X, we have Y2, we have Y2O, that is S2. So XO could be, if X is Cu, so XO is what? XO is CuO, that is copper oxide. Now we have answer of all the questions here. Okay, you can see here, X is Cu, Y2 is S2, XO, that is CuO, Y2O is S2O. Write the chemical reaction of XO and Y, because XO and Y is what here? Write the chemical reaction of XO and Y2. Sorry, it is Y2. Write the chemical reaction of XO and Y2. So let's write the chemical reaction. Answer of the E1. XO is what? CuO. XO is what? So let me, I think it is not visible here. Let me write the chemical reaction. I'm writing it here. Write the chemical reaction of XO it is. Write the chemical reaction of XO and Y2. Okay. So XO is what? CuO, and Y2 is what? Y2 is S2. If they both are reacting, what do they form? Cu would be displaced from here because CuO is less reactive here. Okay, CuO would be displaced from here, so it is being formed Cu plus H2O. Okay, so CuO has been displaced from here. Earlier there was oxygen. Now oxygen has been removed from here, so Cu has been displaced. Now Cu is alone, so this is the reaction. So now here, this is the answer of the E1, reaction of XO and Y2 we have shown. Now the which type of reaction is this? Can you tell me the type of reaction? Yes, CuO has been displaced from here, so it is displacement reaction. At the same time, it is redox reaction also. Look here, it is displacement. So answer number E, I am just telling you. Type of reaction, displacement. Yes, it is displacement also, as well as one more reaction is there. Displacement, yes, it is displacement, but definitely here you can see one more thing. CuO was having oxygen, now it is not having oxygen, so means here it is removal of oxygen from Cu. So where there is removal of oxygen, then you call it as reduction. So reduction is taking place, and at the same time, look at here, S2 was alone here. Now you can see S2O, here oxygen is being combined to S2. It means there is addition of oxygen. So where there is addition of oxygen, you call it as the oxidation. It means reduction and oxidation are taking place simultaneously. We would call it as redox reaction also. So which type of reaction is this? Displacement as well as redox reaction. So both type of reactions are taking place here. Hope you are getting this. Okay, just go through this question again and again. You would be doing these sort of questions. Now in the next video we would be discussing the same type of question, because these are very important from the exam point of view. Okay, just do not leave these questions. Okay, then stay tuned, keep watching. Thank you.